Hello and welcome back to my Dandelion Diaries. I have two books in front of me today. This is my Hobonichi Cousin and then this is my Common Planner. I have been using these books kind of side by side for the past 6-7 months and I wanted to test something out. So I wanted to do a weekly spread in both books, and I do this every week where I pretty much have the same information on the weeklies. So I plan the same thing each week in both books, and I know it's a bit redundant, but the Common Planner is something I'm planning on using for 2024, and I want to make sure that I can do everything in the Common Planner that I have been doing in the Hobonichi Cousin and more. So this week I decided I wanted to try something where I planned in my Hobonichi Cousin like normal, using stickers and headers and things like that, just normal planning routine. And then in my Common Planner, I wanted to use minimal stickers. So I only have deco stickers here, and then my weekdays and moon phases up here because it's an undated planner and I need to have some dates on it. So it's easier to use stickers for that. But the whole point of this being is I wanted to try two different ways to plan the same type of thing and see which one I honestly liked more and kind of do some pros and cons. So I'm going to start with the no sticker version and then we'll get to the sticker version in a second. So starting with the no sticker version, the only things I used here are some PET tape clippings from 𝗦𝘂𝗽𝗽 and then some old washi that I got from Michael's some time ago. And again, like I said, the stickers that I have in my shop, just that I use for dating my planner. As for planning, like the two pens that I used my Kaweco Sport with the Fierce Press Twinkling Tea Party green ink, which is this dark green ink. And then I used my 𝗦𝘃𝗍 Eco in the glow purple with the Robert Oster Summer Storm for the purple ink. The whole point of this being is I wanted to have two different colors so I could have a little bit of a breakup in the day versus just having an entire list of things going down of how I planned my day. So for instance, on Monday, I started off with my morning chores, I did my Spanish, and then we went to the gym and we did a back day workout, and then I just followed along with my normal routine, which was usually like have some coffee, organize myself for the day, do my morning pages, answer emails, comments, all that kind of stuff for my social media platforms, make an Instagram post for my account, and then also do some YouTube stuff, edit, schedule a video, work on designs, and then we went for a walk and a run at the park for lunch. Well, for lunch. We still had lunch afterwards, but we just went to the park first, which was really nice because the weather's been absolutely beautiful. And then I just continued throughout the day, continuing some work tasks here, went and dropped off orders at the post office before they closed, and then just finished the day off with some evening routine stuff. Typically what I do every day. The only thing that I was not super happy with this is it is super writing intensive. I feel like I had to be really specific to kind of close out every little tiny thing that I was doing throughout the day to fill the space. So I've talked about this a few times on my channel that I am not a white space type of person. I like to have a full page. I don't want to have a whole bunch of white sections. I really prefer the look of a very full page on paper. I don't know. It's just something I like. So doing the planning this way with everything being in writing, I didn't really have any stickers that could take up more space. I had to fill it with something. So I felt like I was being really nitty gritty with the tasks that I was doing and writing down like the smallest things, like just to fill the space. Like over here, I know I needed to make my dress fitting for Friday for the wedding that I'm going to on Saturday, but I wrote down shower because I didn't have anything to fill in that space. And I don't know why, it just made me feel uncomfortable to have the white space. Even the white space here where I have underneath working with designs, I wanted to put something there so badly because it's just blank and I feel like it needs something. And I realize that is something that's within myself that obviously is pretty unique probably to me, or maybe others feel the same way. But I was struggling with the white space, so I felt like I had to write teeny tiny to fit everything in and make the white space kind of go away. So I'd say that's probably a con for me in this type of layout. Is it was a lot more writing, it was a little bit more tedious and things like that. But I would say a pro is I didn't have to find specific stickers that I was looking for. I didn't have to try to rifle through my stash and find the perfect icon that matched what I was doing at that time, or find a icon in general that would match what I was doing at that time. I basically just wrote it in the 2 pens that I had with me and was done. So in forms of simplicity, it's a pro. I mean, it was faster. Yes, it's more writing as a con, but as a pro, it was much faster and I didn't have to rifle through a bunch of things. I could also say as a pro, this is technically cheaper. Obviously, I'm not spending money on stickers to fill in the space, but depending on what kind of pen you're writing with, I feel like maybe that could be more expensive. I mean, the 2 pens that I used are pretty cheap newbie fountain pens, but if I was using like my Leonardo Aficionado fountain pen, that's a bit more expensive, and then like ink could probably be more expensive depending on how fast you burn through it. Anyways, that's all I'm going to say about the kind of just writing layout. I do like the way this looks. I think, like I said, as a pro, it was much faster than digging through stickers and finding different things to stick down, but I do think this was very tedious, and I think it showed a little too much information that I already knew I was doing. Like, I didn't have to be this nitty-gritty to plan my day. It was, yeah, it's too much, I think, for what I was going for. But anyways, let's get to the stickered version. So with the stickered version, obviously I could put a whole lot more stickers down to fill in the space. So whereas like on Monday I did my morning chores or whatever, and then we did a back day, and then I did my kind of like morning routine. I used 2 stickers here, one from the Coffee Monsters Co. and one from my shop, and basically blocked out a whole chunk of time without having to write nitty-gritty, teeny-tiny of what everything I was doing to fill the space. And then same thing goes for down here. Like, I was doing a bunch of chores at the end of the day in like my evening routine. Putting this little emoji down blocked out an hour and a half, which is basically how long it took me to do the chores. And then I didn't have to write in all the nitty-gritty stuff that I do after I do those chores down here unless I really wanted to. However, I will say, after planning with only just writing, this was a lot more time consuming, right? Because like I had to go through my sticker stash, I had to find the stickers I wanted to use. I ended up filling this white space with washi tape and stickers just to fill the white space again, because I, again, don't like white space. But with this, I feel like I can look straight at this and be like, okay, there's a noodles, I had noodles that day. There's nail polish, I did my nails that day. I did the dishes, I did a workout. Like, I can immediately go to the picture image and go, okay, that is what I did. Versus if I do just the writing, I mean, yes, it still depicts obviously the same information, but I have to read what I did versus looking at a tiny picture. All this to say, I think I'm a very visual person, and going from something that's pretty reading visual versus pictorial visual, I think I like the pictorial visual more, just because, I don't know, I feel like my brain can connect with it more. So pro of the stickers is it's faster for me to look back at this and know what I did. Con is probably more expensive, right? Because I have to purchase the individual stickers that I want to use. And con is I have to find the time to kind of like write, or like find the sticker, put it down, and make sure it matches what I'm also writing with the sticker. But this is where we come down to, okay, this type of writing style may have had more pros because it was faster, cheaper. I could see like nitty-gritty everything I was doing. And this one was more con heavy in that it, it costs more, took more time to find the stickers and things like that. But overall, I like this better. Yes, there's more cons technically, but I can look at this, it fills the space, my eyes are drawn to things that I know I did, and it's easier for me to look back on this. Versus with this, yes, in the moment, I think this is a easier form of planning for me. It's a lot more detailed, but when I look back at this, this is a lot harder for me to determine exactly what I did. So if I were doing a planner that was more, let's say, memory keeping, So let's say I was using this as more of like a memory keeper. I'm definitely going to go towards stickers because I'm probably going to be keeping this on a shelf for a long time. I want to be able to flip through it someday and look what I did, and having little tiny images show me what I did is a lot faster than having to read it. If I'm going for more functional, more I need this planner to work for me in the moment, I'm not going to be referencing it down the line of what I did at that time, I'm going to go with the handwriting because I think it's just much faster, much more functional. All of this to say, I was doing this experiment mainly because I plan on using a common planner for 2024, but I also have a Hobonichi Cousin and the A5 that I plan on using as a memory keeper. So if I use my common planner as the, personal catch-all that I've been planning to do, which I talked about in one of my plans for 2024 video, which I'll link in the cards, having something like this where I can see that I can fit everything I need to in a day in just very simplistic layout, it's probably a good idea. But at the same time, I can also plan like this because I have done that in here too with the icon stickers. So functionality and memory can fit in the common planner. I feel like with the Hobonichi Cousin, it's the exact same way. These layouts are so similar that you could do functionality or fun planning in either one. But like I said, the whole point of this was I was trying to figure out if this would work for 2024 in my common planner, or if I still would prefer to use icons, even though I'm not going to be using the common planner as a memory keeper per se. And I think I've decided I'm just going to keep using stickers because it brings me joy and it's easier for me to look back and see what I did. And then also throughout the week, if I want to reference something I did the week before, having those little icons make it a lot easier to look at than the just text writing. I will say in terms of simplicity, if I have a week where I just don't want to use any stickers, I know for sure that just having a written layout like this will work for me. It's not my favorite, but if I happen to have a week where I don't have access to my sticker collection or I don't want to use them, I can do it. And I think that's something that I've discovered for myself and I'm proud of me for it. All right, I think I'm going to leave the video at this. I hope this kind of inspired you maybe to try something new in your planner, whether it be with stickers or without stickers, and see what works best for you. I know we are getting closer and closer to the end of 2023, but I do want to remind you that there are still 3 months left in the year. So don't be afraid to try out some things in your current planner system before you move into your new one, because I know once you crack open that new planner, if you're anything like me, if you make a mistake in the beginning, it kind of makes it a lot harder to continue to use that planner. I'm sure there are other perfectionists out there just like me when it comes to stuff like that. If you have made it to the end of this video and are still watching, thank you so much. But I have a question for you. Do you use stickers or do you plan more functionally with just handwriting? I'd love to know in the comments. But I want to thank you guys again so much for watching. I'm excited to have some announcements next week for my own sticker shop. We will be releasing tabs and some other fun spooky items before Halloween is upon us. So be sure to stay tuned for that announcement. I also want to say that I do have a Facebook group that I have created. It is still very brand new, but if you'd like to join, I have the link down in the description, and yeah, it'll be a fun community where we can share hopefully more spreads like this and talk a little bit about more stationery things a little bit easier than with the YouTube algorithm and Instagram. So feel free to join that group if you're interested. But again, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.